Teddy. So I wanted to film a recap video for you that goes over all the core skills that we've done with Teddy. She takes a big yawn at me, but also to talk a little bit more about just kind of overcompassing of what we worked with her on. She knew her core skills. She knew her basic commands, but what was happening was that her thresholds, so her distance, duration, environment, and distractions, she struggled with. She's like, it's not worth it to me. The shepherd in her, the Anatolian shepherd, the border collie were coming out and like, one and done, and I'm done. I've done it once, I don't need to do it again. So it was what's in it for her. So I kind of want to do a recap so you have all the skills in a video format, and then you'll also get a paper copy of it too. So first skill that we worked on was name in of itself as a command. So I call it the name game. And this is where you are going to call her name. She's going to come in front of you, sit, and give you eye contact. Sitting and looking at you is the default command for human. This is how you engage for things. You want my attention? You sit and look. You want to go through a door? You sit and look. You want that ball? You sit and look. So let me move this real quick. So how we do this is, I'll take a couple treats, or you can take a toy, and she's moseying on behind you, and you're say, Teddy. Sit. Right here. Good. I'm going to reward. Walk away. Do it again. Teddy. Yes, good girl. Now, I want you to notice that she takes about 20 seconds to sit. Teddy. Yes, there you go. Once she's clicked in, she's great. But when she's just warming up, Teddy, yes. It's all about, hey, what's in it for her? Teddy. Sit. So I'm going to mark it as a negative marker. Nope, let's try it again. Teddy. Yes, good girl. If she doesn't do it in the time, the space, or exactly what you want her to look like, do it again. Teddy. You can lure her by making some kissing noises, by wiggle, wiggle hand. Yes, good girl. When she does it, she gets the reward. But the idea is that you're saying, hey, I need you to come around to me, ignore the thing over there, and give me your attention in a calm manner. That's the focus that we're doing with name game. Once we've done a couple of those, then we can start doing place or leave it, or the combination of the two. Now, I like to teach dogs place off of a place caught. So this is where instead of wait or stay, place is universal duration hold. Come here. Good girl. All right, so I'm going to say, Teddy, place. Now, I don't ask her for a sit, but it's implied that she does a sit. Sometimes I'll ask them, hey, I need you to sit, and then tell them the place, just depending on the distraction level. You can do it down and place, but honestly, I don't care. As long as she's sitting or doing it down, this is okay. If she's standing up on it to readjust and it goes back down, that's perfect. But if she's standing to push boundaries, no, we're not doing that. Now, she will settle on her own. Good girl, which is phenomenal. That is a pleasing behavior. We want that. That means that she understands the concept of this. So I'm going to tell her, place. Now, I can walk away. I can turn my back to her. And if she pops off, I'm just going to use my body to kind of push her back on, place, and walk away again. Can you mess with her? Can you unload the dishwasher? Can you bring the groceries in? Good, place. Can you bring the groceries in from outside of the car? And she stays on there. Oh, no, when it's time to come off of it, let me get her back on there. Place. Nope. Sit. Place. Now, when it's time to come off of it, she can't come off of that until she hears a set key term command. Now, you can use free, break, release, any of those commands. We as humans like to use okay. So what I will tell her is, Teddy, okay. Then she gets to come off. I like to have the name and the release command of okay together. So that way, if you're like, hey, do you want Chipotle? Yeah, that sounds good. Or what do you think about this? Okay. It's more of that conversational tone. So hearing her name ahead of time, she's like, oh, that's me. And then she gets it. Yes, good girl. Yeah. Okay. Can you go in place? Sit. Place. So the other part of place command is having fun with impulse control. So if you have her on a slip lead, if you you have her on a leash, you're going to have more control in correcting her, because if she goes, she goes. So if I have treats, Teddy, leave it. She tries to jump for it, she can't get to it because their leash is attached to her. Teddy, come on, place. Yes, good girl. Oh, careful. So I'm going to do again. Leave it. No, ma'am. Yes. Sit. Well, Teddy. That's what happens when we try to eat treats. Ma'am. Teddy, leave it. Come on. So if you don't want to do this and you feel like you're choking her on this, this is where you can take that treat and toss it behind you, step in front of it. Leave it. Good girl. When she gives you eye contact, you can praise her, but she doesn't have to have it. Leave it. You can also swipe or do like a leg kick or something that says, nope, this is mine, and then open up. It's like a door. You open up the doorway to see, oh, look, there it is. Oh, okay. And she hasn't come off of it. It's loose. The leash is loose on me. So when I'm ready, Teddy, okay. Now she can have the smorgasbord of treats because she's earned them to have them. And it doesn't always have to be where she gets it. You can pick those treats up and she never has to have them again. But working on impulse with place, working with general leave it with impulse, like take a ball and toss the ball and tell her leave it and have her hang out right here and then, okay, go get it. Anything of those capacities of place and leave it are going to be your two heavy hitters in commands because it's getting that impulse control, it's getting her to focus, it's that off button or pause button in the middle of high activity. The other way to teach this as well is play disengagement. So this is where, take this leash off, this is where you have a toy, a tug toy, where she gets to be crazy and goofy and so big. Go get it. Good girl, Teddy. Yay, good girl. And you can play keep away. You can play toss the toy or whatever it is. And when you get her crazy enough, get it. So when she's, get it. If she ever plays tug with you, sometimes I can get her to do it. Sometimes I don't. But the idea is that, Get it. Go get it. The idea is that she's in a heightened state. You're going to say, Teddy, leave it. Sit. That. When she drops it, spits it out, and sits, yes, good girl, go get it. That's what we want with play disengage. Okay. So the other command that we've been working on, come here, kiddo, is slip lead. So this is where she walks on a slip lead. Now, I know she walks on a harness. I don't know how she does for you at home. If she walks fine on the harness, then keep up with it. But when I train her, I do put on the slip lead just because it's easy on and off, but it's also a neutral tool. The idea behind it is that when tension occurs, it should only be a short second. It should release into it. I don't want her to be comfortable with tension. Good girl. You're funny. So the idea behind this is that one hand, if you have a 6-foot leash, or 4 foot, doesn't matter how long of leash you have. One hand is going to be your anchor hand. That is where you just have a leash no matter what. The other hand is going to be your talking hand. Now walking, this is actually a good point. Walking right next to you, this is her right as a dog. This is her right to walk. This is where she can be. This is what she's supposed to have. Having all the leash ahead or to the side of you is a privilege. So as long as she's doing well, she's listening to command, she's not barking or lunging, all for it, you can have it. But as soon as you start causing problems, nope, come here. We're walking right next to me. Now, I like to say slip lead is tension and release. So when she pulls a little bit on you, you're just gonna give her a little tension release. And she does it again, you're gonna give her tension release, and she does it a third time, that's when we're gonna do a bigger correction. So that's where you either drop your talking hand, walk backwards a couple steps. When she's with you, you can praise her, good girl. You suck in that leash, and then, okay, let's go. She does it again, walk backwards, yes. Now, Miss Teddy here likes to bite her leash because she wants to be in control. So when we do that, that's where I will, yes, good girl. I'll make her do a turn. Now notice how her body stayed in line with me. Yes. So that's where I used right where my thigh is by her shoulder and in between her head. So really at her neck, I'm going, this is mine. Instead of her going around, come on, because then this becomes a game of tug, right? She's tugging at it and it becomes a game. So, hey, miss, thank you. Sit. And that leash chewing is truly when she's frustrated. It's like, oh, this again? Yes. She's trying to tell you, not okay. We have to tell her, hey, I need you to focus. That's a good girl. Okay, yes. I also have a touch command where she does a flat hand, she nose bumps, yay, good girl. It's just a nice focus point. We also have a recall command. So when she's far away in the yard, or she's off to something, I'm gonna say, Teddy, Teddy, come, yeah, and then we make it a party. But notice, I don't know if you saw it on the camera, but when I call her name Teddy, she was like, what? It's to get her focus of, hey, what are we doing? And then Teddy come is, yay, it's a party, we're doing the thing. Because she's like, what's happening? Well, what are we going to do next? So something to think about with all of her commands. There's a lot more subcontext of how integration and how to practice and stuff like that. But from our core level of foundation, she has the foundational skills, 100%. Now it's the nitty gritty. It's working on her environments. It's working on her thresholds. And she's aging and maturing to where, oh, I can do this because this is how I get the things I want, which is being with people and working with people. Let me know if you have any questions. She's been an absolute pleasure to work with, and we'll go from there.